and that's going to take some time before we get our brain power back, and we can keep things going the way we need to be safe about it. And it's a physiological phenomenon. What can we do to prevent the consequences of this? Well, it's relatively simple. If you keep your stress level up, that is your attention level up by concentration and saying, I can't relax yet, I'm not finished. I'm not done with this flight after going across the finish line until the glider is on the ground and it's back safely out of the way. Okay, keep our attention up, we won't do it in that case. In the case of the climb, just simply I tell myself, I've got the thermal, now I have to concentrate because I can't afford to lose this one. And I get my reward of relaxing when I get my drink and I take off on my next glide. Now I can relax because, yeah, navigation is important, all those other things are important. They're not as important as the climb. So the key is don't let your guard down. Keep your attention level up, and you can avoid this. You're going to have the crash. That is the crash of the relaxation and the recovery. But the key is you can control when it happens. And I encourage you all to think about that the next time you're low and this happens. Is I've got to pay attention, not I found it relaxed. Because since I've done this, I found that it works almost all the time except yesterday when I didn't find the one to relax.
Okay, yesterday's winners. Third place was Ken Sorensen. And you have your candy. Second place was Jersey. And first place was, well, he's got multiple names, Whiskey Echo, JS1, Bill Elliott.
Well, as Dave Nadler said, I was the only one that broke stall speed yesterday, so that was kind of interesting. I don't know what the difference was. I only averaged 2.4 knots for the day. I guess the best thing that happened was I did contact those clouds out north or south of the turn point. I kind of went into that turn a little bit right of course line, stayed on the high ground, got about a 2.8 knot thermal that got me up, and that let me transition to the clouds. I was then able to do about a 25-mile run without stopping, which is amazing since we were only getting to 3,000 feet above the ground. Then worked my way downwind, just following the local advice of going from infrastructure to infrastructure. It all seemed to work. I kept having this euphoria that I haven't landed out yet. And I just kind of knew that lots of people must be, because my turn was coming any moment. About 2/3 of the way down the second leg, I met up with Mike Tunga, and I appreciate being with him very much. We were able to work about 2 or 3 thermals together. We just nipped the second turn area, worked together coming out, and then we would find a thermal, just track up wind as long as we could, and head over the course line to the next piece of infrastructure, and finally was on final line and came home. That's all it was.
And now, the weather.
I have clear now raffle tickets for sale. I've got 2 books of them. I have been ordered to sell tickets. It's under a clearing trend. And we got the weather from Ray Galloway this morning, so he's doing better, and that's good news for all of us. His synopsis is basically, it's iffy, and he gave us a window of about 1 hour of flying. Of course, he isn't here to see the rain and the conditions. He did state that there was several thunderstorms in the area. The winds aloft at 3,000 MSL are 284 in excess of 25 knots, and the winds up at 5,000 MSL are the same, basically, velocity. They're going to be stronger as it gets farther past us. You'll have broken. That was in the probabilist. I said they The thermals
Will be broken.
will be broken and sheared because of the wind. Just a short time ago, it was 68 degrees in Dayton, and it felt cooler. That's why I guess we're all wearing jackets. And have a nice day shopping.
We decided that today was the no-fly day. It's just not, the weather's not going to support us. After the meeting, Dave Nadler's offered a farm presentation in the clubhouse. And Hank and Ken would like to speak to you now for just a minute.
Share how to catch the spears. My job in the Rules Committee, by the way, is I'm the designated spear catcher. But Ken makes me do all the time. Topic has come up, and I just want to have a little conversation and poll a little bit on the topic of in-flight informational gathering devices, if you will. That is, right now, in our rules, we don't permit the use other than GPS information and radio, two-way radio communication of any information transfer with pilots. So examples of things which are currently not permitted would be in-flight weather radar, weather maps, cell phones that can collect information. Text messaging, by the way, is also not legal, as well as many of the things that would come about, for example, some of the applications that could be done on Blackberries. And the dilemma that we're facing with this is that we have, these devices are small. They can go in your pocket. They're like cell phones. That was one of the dilemmas we had with GPSs, was how long do we keep them out? We're going to be wanting to talk about, and I think we're going to poll this question once again this fall, about these devices and the dilemma we have, because we have a rule that says you can't use them, but we're starting to approach the point about whether or not it's an enforceable rule. It is potentially a significant change in the philosophy of our sport. I'd just like to see if anybody's got any thoughts or comments on the topic. And I do sell them, so the answer is no. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick comment on that. We're quickly approaching the point where not only will this information be available, but we will be expected to have it in the cockpit as we get into next gen. We will have data links which present information about all traffic in our area and data links that present weather information. So not only do we have now an unenforceable rules situation, but we are in, it's probably 5 years out where this stuff is readily really available. We will have all of this information in the cockpit. So it really is a question of what point in time do we change the rules?
What's the cost of these things? I mean, what do you all think? We're looking for feedback. I mean, I've got a Garmin 396 that I use in my power plane, and they're selling for what, $1,500 now, something like that, with a weather puck, and $150 a year, something like that.
Ken louder.
$150 a year or so for the weather package. One of the things we're concerned about is that if we authorize this in the rules, if we take away the restriction, understanding that it's currently a largely unenforceable restriction, but if we take it away, we're all going to have to feel like we've got to run out and spend another $1,500 on weather stuff. And so, what do we do? I mean, we're looking for feedback. We understand the current system is not sustainable, but what do we do?
Have feedback.
Feedback.
You're allowed to have weather, you also have fly. That is, make them buy a fly. They will buy weather.
I'm not sure that, it sounds like a lot of people like Warren. I understand why it is great in the mountains, but out west, we're going to go, many of our club is putting transponders in all of